What's going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get into what's going on in Iraq because last night was definitely, I don't know if you guys watched the debate. I don't know what to think of it. It looked like a total disaster, to be quite honest with you. It was just terrible, terrible. But all I know is that, Trump has to take in consideration when you're going out to do the debates, you're going to be debating one with more than one person. Nonetheless, let's get out of there. Let's get into Iraq. There's not a whole lot going on. It's the same stuff, but we do want to cover it. All right. So, if you guys are considering buying some precious metals, give our friends over at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, Pimpy, and get a free half ounce of silver. If you already got that free half ounce, you won't get any more. Come join us over here on Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. All right? No politics. Keep the politics for over here. The hidden things in front of your eyes. Over here, we do talk about politics, QAnon, NESARA, GESARA, current events, 9/11, false flag events, the whole 9 yards. Just be respectful of one another. If you don't have Facebook, come join us over here on Twitter. The link is in the description. Come on by. All right, so here's what's going on already. Sadr, attacks Shiite leaders and factions and invites the U.S. embassy. So, he's trying to tell the other Shiite people, to the other factions, to if they're involved, and stop attacking the United States embassies. They want a sovereign nation. They want the stability. You can see it right here. Sadr said on his social media platform, which was Twitter. He says, addressing the resistance in external forces. He's talking about Iran. Want to undermine our Iraq, its security, stability, and sovereignty. So let us work together to end the occupier's military presence, as well as legalize his embassy, first by parliamentary means, and international, and with all our arguments and power. So Sadr's been trying to get on the same page with Al-Qadimi. They really want to get Iraq back on their feet. They do want, of course, the outside people to stop interfering in Iraqi business. But it's kind of hard to do when you have these Iranian puppets and, armed gangs or militia attacking the U.S. embassy. Of course, they're saying it's because of General Tsunami. Okay? So whatever the excuse is, I mean, he was the world's #1 terrorist. He is now dead. And if they're going to use that as an excuse, of course, the United States, Mike Pompeo, had threatened to close down our embassy. Now, this would be bad. This would be bad for us. Again, you know, Iraq is doing everything they can and trying to expedite what they can to prove to the world and, the international community that they are a sovereign nation, that they got things under control, and that there's no more issues and people should come in and invest in Iraq. But if you have these outside militia members who are armed and launching missiles at the U.S. embassy and they pull out, other countries are going to see this and they're going to respond the same way. That means no outside help, no outside investments. You know what I mean? This is going to be a bad thing for Iraq. So they're doing all they can to avoid this. Now, in all fairness, I think countries should take into consideration that this is not the Iraqi people. Well, I don't want to say it's not. They're probably just people who support Iran. But for the most part, Iran's controlling things. So I think these diplomats need to go over from Iraq and into Iran and tell them to quit that crap. All right? Or they're going to stop doing business with them altogether. That's what Iraq should do. They don't want to get in the middle of it, but if they want to make sure that the U.S. doesn't bug out and everybody else with them, and then them guys taking 10 steps backwards, they need to go over and tell Iran, look, if you continue, all agreements that we have with you are cut off. We're going to close the borders. We are going to sanction you as well. You need to tell these people to stop doing that. They have the power to do so, man. That's the thing. They're like the little brother to Iran, but they need to fight back is what it is. Iran has caused a lot of turmoil for Iraq when Iraq's trying to get everything together. So we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, you're seeing Sadr, even Sadr is getting involved. We know he wants the United States military and all foreign coalitions out of there. But at the same time, I think he does see the bigger picture. And that's more for the Iraqi people. We just need to do what we need to do, get back on our feet, and then they will leave. All right, they were talking about 3 years, and as soon as Trump said that and Al-Qademi got back, right away he removed 6,000 more forces, leaving another 2,500 behind, which is way smaller than it was before. Look, Trump doesn't want to be there. He's trying to pull us all out of wars. Okay, so again, right back here, you're seeing Sauter even now saying, hey, we can't do this, and he's pointing fingers. You know what I mean? He's pointing fingers at other Shiite leaders and saying to them, look, you need to get your people under control. So this is, in my opinion, it's unique to see Sauter taking such a stance. I think he's more eager just to get the United States the hell out of there. But nonetheless, it's going to do whatever it takes to get him out. And so some people, some Shiite members, I guess their families were killed during these bombings. So, you know, they are taking a stand right now. We'll see what happens. You can see right here that it says, since America has assassinated the commander, that is General Soleimani, the deputy head of the Popular Mobilized Authority, Muhandis, and their comrades, with a missile strike via a drone near Baghdad International Airport at the beginning of this year, the Shiite armed groups loyal to Tehran intensified their operations targeting foreign forces in Iraq. All right. Again, we've seen already that right away, the last time missiles were shot, they arrested 9 officials, and then got the rockets, and including the people that shot them, they were arrested. So this is a good move, but again, we got to stop it. All right, we don't want to see this continue. We don't want Mike Pompeo. We don't want the United States to pull out of Iraq. So look at Iraq calls on the U.S. government to reconsider the decision to close its embassy in Baghdad. Of course, we're just looking out for our own people. This is what the thing is. The Iraq Foreign Minister Hussein called on Wednesday the United States government to reconsider the initial decision to close the embassy in the capital of Baghdad, describing the withdrawal as a dangerous step for the country in all aspects, especially the economic one. I just said that. That would be a major disaster. Right now, people are really impressed about what's going on. The corruption's being taken care of. Early elections are coming. People are being arrested. They seem to be getting all their ducks in a row, and they're doing it quickly. The last thing they need is to have international communities start pulling out, especially the United States. This would not be a good sign. It'd be a huge step backwards. All right. Again, it's those people who are loyal to Iran. They need to deport them, put them over there where they belong, and stay the hell out of Iraq. So anyways, there's a press conference, and, Hussein was trying to plead to Mike Pompeo and the United States to please not close the embassy. This would be very, very bad. And what it does is, like you said here, if you close the embassy, closing the U.S. embassy in Baghdad gives wrong signals, whether to extremists that will imagine that there is an imaginary victory for their policy, and that it gives false signals to the Iraqi people that they will be isolated from the world. And this does not help the Iraq government and the people. No, I think Al-Qademi has gone a long way. What did he say? I'm replacing 1,000 senior members in important strategic positions, and he's been doing it. It took away the auctions from the Central Bank of Iraq, sent them over to Kurdistan. I mean, there's all kinds of great things happening. Every day was like good news. So they don't need this. So I'm hoping the United States, this is more of a threat, forcing Iraq to be a lot more aggressive in doing something about creating stability back there in Iraq so there's no more attacks. Okay? So here you go. You can see 25 ambassadors in Baghdad revealed the details of the meeting with Al-Qademi and declared a strong support for his government. So these are all the people that were on this teleconference right here. It's tons of different countries. And you can see during the meeting, they affirmed our support for the Iraq and its people, our respect for Iraq's sovereignty, and a desire to see a stable and secure Iraq. All right. Grave concerns about the increase in the number and developed attacks against diplomatic institutions in Iraq, including rocket attacks and approved explosive devices. As we found them in the incidents, not only exposed foreign embassies to risk, but Iraqis as well, as evidence of the tragic incident that his family was killed near the Baghdad airport. So it's talking about the guy who was giving a speech was saying, look, even his family was killed in these incidences. And this is near the green zone, all right? So the nations are saying, look, we all support Iraq and the people of Iraq, but something really needs to be done. I think a lot has already been done. There is a lot of great moves forward. And attacks have increased. In my opinion, what they're trying to do is hopefully get even for the killing of their terrorist leader, General Soleimani. As the forces dwindle down, they're probably thinking that their chances of getting even are getting less and less. So now they're stepping up their aggression. It's just my opinion. But make no doubt about it. If an American citizen or a foreign coalition member gets killed, you're going to see, Trump's going to unleash hell. He's going to strike the crap out of Iran. All right. And I know Iraq doesn't want to be in the middle of it, and we don't want to see that happen. A lot of great things are happening. We want to continue seeing good things for Iraq and their people, especially. So we'll see what happens. The foreign minister discussed with the U.S. ambassador relations between the two countries. Again, this is Toller. Matthew Toller's over there talking to Hussein, talking about what's going on, making sure that they don't want to close their embassy. Same things. A lot of these articles are the same thing. What they could do, what they need to do to make sure there's security and stability there in Iraq. They went on to talk about, I guess, the press conference held in the capital of Brussels. Iraq faces great challenges due to the drop in oil price and the emergence of the Rona crisis in Iraq and the world, which is almost an economic crisis in the country. So, they're dealing with it just like everybody else is. I mean, that's no secret, okay? The vaccine's coming quickly. Hopefully we can get over, take care of this, and open up economies everywhere. But for the most part, people around the world are rebelling. They don't care about this no more. They want to be out of quarantine, and that's more and more happening. Over in the UK, they just extended another 6-month lockdown. All hell broke loose. Now you got, 80 prime ministers stepping forward saying, no, we're not going to enforce this act, and we want it overturned. So there are people rebelling against this pandemic and this attempt to try to crush the economies around the world to push everybody into the Great Reset is what it looks like, all right? So for the most part, again, it goes back to the salaries, making sure that the people get their salaries. The new Emir of Kuwait takes his constitutional oath on today. So that'll be done, and we will have a new leader. But that's really what's going on, not a whole lot. Just the concern about, the United States closing their embassy, which is big news. It is. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really does. It affects everything. We don't want the United States to close the embassy. This is not a good thing. All right, so that's it for now. That's all that's going on, you guys. Nothing real exciting, but I did want to share it with you. All right, so if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.